So a lot of things have happened, but I suppose we'll talk about them while I put my makeup on. So I've already cleansed my face with some Garnier Fructis micellar water. It's the gentle peeling micellar water, and I really like it a lot. It smells nice. It's really fruity. A couple of new things as far as skincare, just life in general. I actually don't even know where to start, you guys. I actually literally don't know where to start, but I guess the first thing that you can really notice is that this is like a new setup. It's the same room, but we got a loft bed. So I officially now have like a small like room basically to myself. It's private, but it's not private because if my husband's home, he's like literally right there. I have tried so many times to film something to put on this channel ever since like the summer. I just haven't felt myself. But before we get started in that, let me start with this. I do need something on my face, and I have this Han face cream, and I got this at TK Maxx like back in, what was it, around Halloween when I was off work. And that's another thing we have to get into too. But it's their oil control sort of thing. So it's hydrate and mattify is what it says here in the subtitle. It's supposed to be like a cream to gel or a gel to cream. I've only used it like a handful of times, and I do have to say it's not my favorite thing in the entire world that I've tried. Yeah, so much has happened in the last couple months. The last couple weeks even. This isn't a miracle product because at some point during the day my face is still gonna get oily. And as far as like how it feels on the skin, it feels tacky. Like it feels like it would be a good base for makeup. There's a different product that is empty now. But if I ever come across it again, I will definitely buy it. Wow, I actually got through it in less than a year. I bought this back in April 2023, and it was the COSRX Propolis Light Cream, and it's amazing stuff. I believe it's Korean, so you know, Korean skincare is like top notch, but it is amazing. My husband even used it. He liked it. Good product. Also, I'm just getting over being sick. Like, really sick. We'll get into that too. Like, there is so much to catch you guys up on, and it's really funny that I'm filming now because this was about the time of year that I filmed last year when I started the channel, and unfortunately I just didn't have the means to have the channel actually take off, but we'll see what happens in the future here. I guess we'll start with eyes because I always start with eyes. So I'm taking my Smashbox 24-hour photo finish eyelid primer. So how was everybody's holiday? Mine was terrible. It's gonna come up at some point anyway, but back in November, all right, we're gonna start with all the drama. Back in November, I was having a one-to-one meeting with my supervisor. We had our one-to-one meeting, and basically she said that by the end of this school year, somebody was gonna lose their job. It basically had to do with how many kids they were going to be taking in next year, and like I was shocked. Like I was actually shocked because I've worked in daycares before where they are like, they constantly need people, and like for my boss to go and say like next year we might not have as many kids because like this isn't like a regular daycare, it's a play group. And so we really only have them in for a couple of hours to play and like get acclimated to being with other children. So it's not like that where you constantly have an influx of kids and you don't really have to worry about your job. You might have to worry about your hours, but you didn't really have to worry about being like let go. And then other things happen too. So hold on, I want to sip of my coffee because it's actually really good today. As far as my spouse visa, and it's still like, I'm still not really sure what is going on. Apparently they are raising the minimum income requirement. So when I moved over here, the minimum income requirement for me and my husband was 18,600 pounds a year. Basically, if you can work full-time, like for minimum wage, you're fine. And so we were fine, and when I reapplied for my visa last year, well, not last year, but 2022, I was fine again because, again, my husband met the minimum income requirement, but now they're raising it. I just burped. They're raising it astronomically high. I think my primer's probably all dry now. I'm like just chattering. But anyway, they're raising it to, I believe, by next spring. So 2025, which is when my last visa, I'm applying for my last visa, my indefinite leave to remain, which means I can get citizenship. They're raising it to 38,000, I think 700. I'll put it right here what the number is. But
the woman was too stunned to speak.
What do I want to do today for eyes? I'm wearing pink today. I figured I would wear pink because I need something for me. Ooh, I have a different palette that I might get real quick. Or maybe do I have pink in here? No, I need some pink. So basically what that means is my husband and I need to make at least that much in order to satisfy that requirement, which isn't bad, but at the same time, and this is why, you know, I ended up quitting my playgroup job. I was only making $13,000 a year. So I quit my job for a couple of other reasons too, which eventually I might get into, but I won't right now because it's still kind of fresh. Like actually, as I'm filming this, this is actually my coworkers. This is their first day back since the Christmas break. And I'm not there because I quit. Okay, this is what I wanted. My Revolution palette. This has more pinks in it. And it's the Iconic Vitality, the reloaded one. There's some pinks in here, but I feel like I want more. And see, this is the problem. I don't have enough sort of pale pinks in my collection. You know, I might just utilize a blush. Why not? Oh, something I'm gonna do later, eventually, and this ties into my art channel. Any eyeshadow that I don't, like I know that I don't use blue eyeshadows, I'm gonna turn those into watercolor paints. So I quit my job. There was other stuff that happened too, and like I said, I'm not gonna get into it right now, but there was other stuff that happened that I was like, I don't belong here. I was just done. I think I'm gonna take this, it's a super pale, peachy sort of color right here, very nude color, and I'm gonna use that as a base until I figure out what on earth I'm doing, because I actually don't know what I'm doing. I don't even have my brushes out. I'm almost combobulated. Like, our holiday was actual hell. What happened was around December 15th I started getting a slight tickle in my throat, or was it the 16th? I don't know. It was a Saturday night. And the only reason I remember that is because my husband had his friends over and they were jamming out in the garage and stuff. This isn't really picking up very well. Oh, that is pretty. That's pretty and matte. You probably can't really tell. I have to figure out the lighting situation in here because I have curtains underneath the bed. I'll try to remember to put like a video of what the bed looks like with the curtains drawn. I also haven't I am so far behind any self-care. I haven't done my eyebrows. I haven't like shaved my legs. There is so much I am behind as far as just caring for myself. Ooh, you know what? This is really coming along. Like I have so much eyebrow hair going on. I haven't waxed my eyebrows and I said, you know what? We're just gonna deal with it today. Now this is probably one of my DIY shades. Don't expect to find this anywhere, but it's like a peachy sort of matte pink. It's pretty. I don't know if you can really tell. I look terrible. So I ended up getting like a tickle in my throat, and then by Sunday night I was coming down with the flu. And so I called off work, and it was funny because it was my last week of work and I like felt bad, but at the same time I felt bad. Like I actually literally felt bad. I felt guilty, but I felt terrible. I didn't get out of bed most of the day. It was really hard for me to eat anything. I was hot. I didn't have a fever until I think I checked maybe that one Monday night. So I had a fever for about 2 days. And then I think Wednesday morning I woke up and I was just like in a complete sweat and it was disgusting. My fever broke, but then I had like a horrible cough. I was congested that last half of the week. And so the cough kind of stayed throughout Christmas and the New Year. And I'm still only now getting over it. Last night was terrible because I must have like post-nasal drip or something. Something was draining while I was trying to sleep. So I actually tried to sleep sitting up and it was so uncomfortable and terrible. And Like, it has been just the worst. Ooh, there's a pretty color in here. Let's see how that shows up. This sort of mauve color, or I don't know, a dusty rose color. It's hard to see. You see it? It's an interesting color. It's like a cocoa color. I would like to have a light in front of me. I have a ring light, but I just haven't set it up yet. So when we were setting up this bed, we had to clean our wall because during the winter, our room gets mold. Now we have a massive dehumidifier and we run it every night, but we still can't seem to get our room under a certain percentage of humidity. So I think they say anything under 50 is like would prevent mold, but we can't seem to get our room under 50% humidity. And so like I'm looking at the corner right now and I can see that there's already mold growing again. I never had this problem back home in the States. Different country, different climate. Ooh, yeah, okay, I like that. I didn't want to go too dark. I wanted sort of a nice light look today. Put on my pink sweater and I said, you know what, it's gonna be a good day today. I just, I got back from the gym and I made a coffee and I said, okay, let's try to do stuff today. I am looking for a job, but I would really prefer to work remotely, but it's very, very difficult to find anything remote over here without having some sort of a qualification or a degree. So I'm just trying to find anything that I can transfer my skills to. And I don't even know. I mean, worst case scenario, I work a part-time, not a part-time job, but a full-time job somewhere for minimum wage. But it has to be on the books. See, a lot of places over here, they like to do cash in hand a lot in some places. Say like the Chippies and stuff, which I worked in one before. That was a cash in hand job and it wasn't even full minimum wage. It was like 8 something an hour. And I was like, are you serious? I had slim pickings though, because I wasn't driving at the time, because of COVID. And the DMV, or the DVLA rather, was like limiting the amount of people they were giving tests to. Like there was just so much. That is on my agenda. I do have to find a job. I actually, give me a second here. I need to get a makeup cleansing cloth. I looked in the bathroom mirror and I really like this, except I want to go back into the first color we did for the lid and just get that on the inner corner here, because I found I went a little bit too far with that darker shade. I am definitely going to be dipping into my Coastal Scents palette when I make my watercolors. That's the only thing that I didn't like about the Coastal Scents palette, is that they had way too many blues and greens and not enough of colors that I would use. I might try that one at the top. It's hard to see, but it's this color here. And it's a shimmery pink, a shimmery medium pink. You see on my finger there? I completely forgot to tell you what brushes I'm using. The 2 brushes I've used so far have been from e.l.f. The first one I used is the C brush, the eyeshadow C brush, and then the other one is the crease brush. These are like some of my favorite brushes. That comes off a lot. All right, I want to just go in the middle. Oh no, maybe I went a little bit too hardcore. I went from subtle to, oh no. But I think that's all I'm going to use. Now, something for the bottom lashes, or rather the bottom part under my eye. Excuse me if I don't remember anything, because it has been so long. I have been so stressed. Like, I am, yes, I'm happy that I don't work at my job anymore, but at the same time I'm like, I don't have a job anymore. And it took me so long to get that job. Like, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the hiring process for that job, because it was actually, that was stressful in and of itself. I think I'll take that subtle brown that we used in the outer corner, and I'm going to use my pencil brush from AOA Studio. It's the AOA Studio E124 brush, and I'm just going to go on the outside lashes here. So when I got my job, right, or rather when I was in the process of getting my job, I had to fingerprint myself and send it into the FBI. And also I had to have a form filled out by my doctor over here, and that was annoying because the doctor was apparently on vacation. I had submitted that form to my doctor on, I think, December 11th or something of 2021. I ended up not getting it back until like January 12th or something. It was like a month. And the thing was, I got my forms back from the FBI 2 weeks after I sent them through the mail. Like, stuff is at a snail's pace in this country over here, and like, sometimes I appreciate it and sometimes I don't, because like, I want to know stuff now, right away. Like, sometimes information just needs to be conveyed immediately. I'm going to just sharpen the edges of my look here because it is a little bit kind of sloppy. So I'll take my makeup remover, sharpen those edges there. I think I'll put something under the brow bone too. And I have just the shade, this one in the middle, this sort of golden champagne-y color. No, it's not like pop or anything, because remember, we're going for subtle today. That makes my green eyes pop. Let's see, what else do I need to talk about? Christmas was fine. I still miss having Christmas with my family. My family didn't have their Christmas celebration until the 30th of December because of my brothers and their schedules. So I got to FaceTime with them and it was a lot of fun. Inner corner. Oh, I'll take that same one. Same shade. We got Breathe Right nasal strips, which I'm so glad exist over here because that ended up being pretty helpful. At least for my husband, because he has been having a lot of trouble breathing at night and then snoring. And normally I would just shove him if he's snoring, but I kind of felt bad because he has had like a worse cough than me and it would keep him up for hours, and I'm like, if I move him, he is going to start coughing and then neither one of us is going to sleep. So it's been a little rough. I think I'm just gonna leave that for the eyes. So something that I have been loving to do as far as face makeup. Wow, pretty obvious that I just blew my nose. So like I was saying, so I have come up with like a cocktail of different stuff to help with my like lastingness of, oh my gosh, I just can't think of anything. I'm so excited to almost be done with this. I have had this for like over 10 years. It's the CoverGirl Clean Oil Control, but it's like the super old version, and CoverGirl is not a brand over here. I think Max Factor operates as like CoverGirl, but I actually don't remember. So I'm using the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and I'm almost out of this too. This will probably be like a buy for me again if I need to rebuy it. I'll definitely be rebuying that. Won't be rebuying the CoverGirl Oil Control because it doesn't exist over here. And plus I didn't really like it anyway. I just feel like the finish of it on its own, without me doing the trick that I'm about to show you, it just isn't it. So I'm pushing the e.l.f. Putty Primer into my pores on my cheeks because those are where the largest pores are on my face. Also pushing it into my nose. I'm also going to use my e.l.f. Matte Oil Control Primer on my forehead because it's just, hello, I could call Batman. And this is almost gone too. Like, I'm hoping, and I said this last year with a couple products, I'm hoping that I can get through some of the stuff because I just have so much and I need to get rid of things. When we were setting up the bed, we were trying to figure out where we were going to put everything because we had so much stuff under the bed. Most of it is in here and some of it's like you can't see it, and that's why I bought the curtains. But there's just so much stuff, and I think the first day my husband finally went back to work, I was like, okay, I'm gonna like try and organize some things. So I'm all primed up. So the primers that I want to get rid of, right? I want to get rid of these three, okay? I don't know if I have any other, oh, I have a hard candy primer that's newer that I'm totally fine like with keeping. I want that to be my main primer for a while, but only after these are gone. So I am going to do some color correcting today because I want to get rid of this. It's the Revolution Matte Base Corrector Kit. It tends to be really textured on my face. The AOA Studio E111, it's like this sort of dagger brush. I like it a lot, an angled brush. I'm gonna focus the inner corners here where I have some like darkness. I'm very purpley blue on the inside here, and I just really need to cover that up. It's just very textured. Like if you have any sort of texture on your face, it's gonna come through. I don't even know if I want to use that. It looks terrible. It's just very textured. It doesn't look pretty. So basically what I've been doing is using a serum to help with some of these products laying down better. For any yellowness, which I usually have around my mouth, we're gonna go into the purple color. And then for redness, green. I use that salmon color for the inner corners of my eyes, by the way. So a lot of redness on my forehead, and I think it's because I've been using my facial smoothies more. I really want to use them up. I still have a lot of them because I bought them in October of 2022. And I was doing really well using them that fall. And then I just kind of stopped. So I really want to get back into that. I'm going to try and put some of this on my nose because my nose is so red, but I do know at some point today I'm going to wipe it off. I must have a cut somewhere on my nose because every time I blow it, it hurts. So now as far as this next step, for my concealer and my foundation, I've been mixing it with a serum. Specifically the Garnier Skin Active Hyaluronic Aloe. I hate this concealer, right? The e.l.f. 16-hour camo concealer in the matte finish. I don't know if they make this specific one anymore, but I have hated using it on its own because it just seemed like it gave me texture. I was getting like crocodile skin. Hated it. But mixing it with this serum actually made it usable for me. So I don't use very much. I use maybe about that much of concealer to like 1 drop of this serum. Then I take my AOA Studio E103 brush, which is a concealer brush, dip in, go hardcore. Because what I found was this stuff set really fast and it was just like not blending for me. As soon as I started doing this, I didn't really have many problems and I was actually starting to like the concealer. I would not buy it again though. Absolutely not. Definitely want to try maybe more of a hydrating concealer. But yeah, that's all I do. Because, I mean, it's already pretty much dry on my hand now. And that was what, maybe like less than 30 seconds? We'll go and we'll do basically the same thing with the foundation. So, we just get what I need here on my hand. I use a little bit more serum. I don't know if other serums work. I haven't tried other serums, I should say. I use 3 drops, maybe 2. Yeah, let's do 2 today. I haven't tried other serums, like I said. I've only ever tried this one, so I can't say for certain if it works with other ones. So, basically picked up all of it. You know what? Here. Using my AOA Studio F3. This is a face brush. What I found, right, this foundation on its own would like, I don't know, it would be textured. And now it could have been because I wasn't priming very well. As soon as I started really pressing the putty primer into my cheeks, I noticed a big difference. The lights really accentuate my paleness. It really, what I want to do is I have some fairy lights that I would like to put underneath here, but I have to go out to the shed and find the other pack. And the thing is too, they're USB, so I have to figure out how I'm gonna plug them into the outlet. Still some texture around the eye area from the other product, but you know, from a distance, okay? Doesn't look too bad. Definitely need to warm up the face though. We definitely need some color. So why don't we bronze? And I'm just taking my DIY palette, whatever bronzer's in there. So it's this one. I think there's a little bit of shimmer in it. It's this one here. It is from an e.l.f. palette. I can't remember if it was like Fiji or back when they had a duo palette that was like blush and bronzer. I can't remember what it was. There was like Fiji, St. Lucia, and Antigua. I can't remember. I'm using my AOA Studio High Def Brush F9, which is a nice contour brush. And just getting some color on my pale, pale face. My hair's growing in, as you can see, right? My undercut's finally growing back in. So I like have my hair down in somewhat of a bob to kind of conceal the fact that it's growing back. Let's dial that back, shall we? That was maybe a bit too bronzy. Oh, so the thing that I was really excited about at Christmas, right? I had already bought a sewing machine, but I got a serger for Christmas, and I was thinking about using it this week because I need to make a new period cramp thing. You know those neck things that you would put in your microwave and warm them up? I would use mine for cramps. Unfortunately, the fabric that it originally came with is now like it's just got a bunch of holes. I think the fabric is dry now, like to the point where it kind of feels like it's not really rotting, but the fabric is just too worn down now. I got some fabric when I went on my little mini vacay. Oh, I didn't talk about that. So around Halloween, I treated myself to a little hotel time up near the beach. It was close to Belfast. I was like 20 minutes outside of Belfast. So I went up that way and to a place called Carrickfergus, to my favorite hotel that's around there. And the reason I like that hotel is because it's like right by the beach, or by the ocean rather. There is a sort of beach, but it's not really a beach. Went up, saw the ocean. My little Cancer heart was so happy because, you know, Cancer, water. It's a water sign. So I was really happy about that. But when I was up there, like about 20 more minutes up the road from the hotel, there was a fabric store, and it was like amazing. It was small. It was definitely like a mom and pop shop sort of situation, but it was awesome. I found everything I needed there. My husband for so long had been wanting me to get him some sort of like toggle to put on his one coat. So the toggle that I was looking for was there. I got some fat quarters to make my new period cramp thing. So it was nice, and I got I'm really excited. But I didn't sew it because I was like, oh crud, I would really like to finish these edges. So I just kind of waited until Christmas when I knew I was getting my serger. So I'm gonna do some blush here. I'm gonna go into, I think this e.l.f. one here. This was from a single, it was a single blush palette that I got from the Dollar Tree when it was still the Dollar Tree, not the $1.25 tree. Now this stuff I do believe is like super potent, so I gotta be really careful. The face looks alive now. I don't look like a ghost anymore like Casper's cousin. There's some creators that have like calculated how many years worth of makeup they have, like powder makeup. I would like to do that too, I think. Because I know for a fact that I will not be using any blue eyeshadow. Like that stuff is just gonna get turned into watercolor paint. And I'm gonna film that too, but it's gonna go on my other channel. So if you like art stuff, I'll put my art channel down in the description. Let's see, we have to do highlighter. Oh, that was a Wet n Wild brush, by the way. It's their blush brush. Love these. They're soft and they're aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, so anyway, for highlighter, I'm using my Soph X palette by Revolution, and maybe we'll go into the pink. I'm just feeling pink today. There's a pink one down there. It's the AOA Studio F19 brush, and I love this brush for highlighter because it's just tapered, it's small, it's controlled. It's nice. So we're gonna go into that pinky shade. And then we're gonna just swipe that on there. Maybe a little bit more. Oh yeah. I have been, so let's see, I don't remember where all I left off with you guys. What was the last video I made? It was probably back in like March, I think, of last year. And then I tried to make some shorts over the summer, but it was so hard because like I was not hitting the correct audience. And I was like, you know what? I just need to relax. I'm on vacation. I'm just gonna chill. So I did. And then when I got back home in August, I had so much crap to do. I had to get my car looked at, and then I needed to get it inspected. And so that was a whole thing. And then I went back to work in September. I tell you what, the fall, this was the longest fall of my entire life. Christmas could not come fast enough because we got like our new kids, and like we ended up doing 2 sessions. We did a morning session and an afternoon session, and it just felt long, especially since we had a lot of like behaviors. Like they weren't negative, it's just like there's just a lot of idiosyncrasies. They're hard to deal with, you know. Because like you feel like you're catering a lot when you have certain behaviors and stuff, and it's like, oh, it was just exhausting. And so by the time the first session would be over and we had to do our second session, like we would all be super drained, which I think is why my boss was like not wanting to do 2 sessions next year, hence why we were going to lose a staff member. This is the NYX retractable eye pencil in brown. I like to use a brown pencil to tightline. When we went back home during the summer, I went to, was it Target? And I got the Essence Lash Princess. So we're gonna use the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara on the bottom lashes because this is, I think this is waterproof. Yes, I used this when my friend got married because I knew I was gonna need it. I can probably get rid of it, to be honest, because it is dried out. So while the bottom lash is dry, I'm gonna do my brows. I'm gonna take my AOA Studio E114 brow pencil. And we're gonna dig into this DIY brow pomade. I can't wait until this is gone because I would really like to clean this. I have been having such a hard time figuring out what brow shape I want for my brows because they are not thick, but they're not thin either. You know, they're like a decent brows. I have a lot of brow hair, but I'm just having a hard time because of the growth, right? I have such sparse growth on these sides. And it's due to the fact that when I was 14, that's when I started getting my brows shaped. And because I basically have a unibrow. And so she took off a lot of hair. And ever since then, it has just grown very, very sparse. And like, I can't seem to figure out how I want my brows to look anymore. Because I like them to sort of be in line with my tear duct, but it's my right eye that doesn't have enough. My left eye's fine. My right eye doesn't seem to have enough here. I'd also like to try like brow lamination and all those trendy, hip happening cool things. Oh, so yes, we also had some drama here at home. Well, not drama, but we did have a death in the family. She was briefly on camera last year in my first video, or in one of my videos, my closet cleaning video, but Dolly, the dog, we had to put her down. So she was put down on like the very first week of December, which was really, really sad because my mother-in-law wanted my husband to make her a calendar, and we used the pets as the days or as the months. And the very first picture was Dolly. So it was just very sad. Taking my spoolie brush, combing through. Combing through. Sorry. I think I will try to do a liner. This is the Catrice Cosmetics liquid liner. I hate this stuff. I will never buy it again. I would much prefer, I had a Stila liner that I loved. Loved that thing. It was just so easy to use, and I hate this because it's so goopy. The product goes everywhere. I hate it. And it's so hard to build on itself because it like peels. You have to like get more product on your brush, and you have to go back over it and hope that you don't pick up what you already laid down. And if you want like a nice crisp pointy edge, forget it. You're not getting one unless you use tape, which I never want to do. This wing decided to have more of a curve, and you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. I hate this stuff so much. All right, for top lashes, we're gonna curl and use the Lash Princess, which I have mixed feelings about. So I find this formula to be very wet. Moist even. I do like the length of the brush. I just don't. I really liked my Primark mascara. I loved that mascara because for one coat, it gave me everything I need, lengthened my lashes, separated them. There was no clumping. I just feel like they're thick, but not in a great way. Like, I don't like it. Also, my curl is falling. Not because of the lashes, but because this side definitely tends to not hold a curl. And I know most people would be like, well, just go back in and put some more on. I'm a one coat woman, okay? Like, I don't like putting on multiple coats of mascara. I just one and done. So all that's left to do is lips, which I haven't really decided what I'm gonna do. But before I do lips, I'll give myself a moment to think by putting on some powder. So I'm taking my homunculus of powder. It's just a combination of different powders that I've had, and I just have them all in one big compact, so I'm just gonna use that. And the powder puff it came with. Try not to go over areas that like are you know, shiny because of product, like the highlighter. Just trying to go over areas that I know are going to get shiny because of oil. I look like I have no pores. It's amazing. Pat on the back for me. I'm using my e.l.f. Oil Control blotting or matte blotting mist. I'm gonna mist that on. I normally do this before I put mascara on because I hate when my mascara gets wet, but I forgot because it's been a while. I'm spraying it over there. Apparently my printer needed to have some finishing spray. This is almost out, and that will not be a repurchase for several reasons, because I think one, it's not available anymore, and two, it doesn't really matte. It doesn't really keep my skin matte, like, at all. I think they tried to put like kaolin clay in the product, which makes it like, you have to, like, it settles at the bottom and you have to like shake it really, really vigorously. And when this was new, I would find that if I just sprayed it on, like, I never would set my Urban Decay De-Slick spray with like a beauty blender. I just let it do its thing. The first time I used it, and then I left the house to like go shopping or something, I noticed I had white spots like all over my face, and that was because the kaolin clay hadn't dispersed very well and I hadn't used a beauty blender. So now whenever I use that, I always use a beauty blender. Or kaolin clay. Some of y'all say kaolin clay. I need a cup of tea. Oh, look what I have. Oh, that is so satisfying. Okay. Lips. What do I want to do? I mean, I'm wearing pink. I got pink. Should we just do pink? We could. I'm gonna give myself a little dander over here by the, the lip products. Okay, before I put my lipstick on, I want to use the e.l.f. eye brightener, because this was one of the products last year that I really wanted to get through, and I never did. Even though there is so little product in here, like, I just want to get through it. I'm gonna take my concealer brush that I used. It's still a little bit damp from when I cleaned it, but it's fine, it's whatever. And we'll just take that and press it in, because this powder is nice. I mean, what I could do realistically is put it into the homunculus powder. I might do it if worst comes to worst, because it'll just be one thing that's not sitting in my, you know, vanity. But at the same time, it looks really nice on its own. So I think I'll just leave it for now. So what I decided to do, I am not in a lipstick mood, I am in a gloss mood. So I have the LA Colors Pout Lip Gloss Super Shine in the color Butterfly Kiss. I'm not gonna do lip line or anything. This is a really, really, really cute lip gloss. Let me see if I can show you here. Like, look how pretty. It's like a nice medium sort of pink. Smells like vanilla. And for $1, okay, because I think I got this off the Shop Miss A for $1. You can also find LA Colors at Dollar Tree. I hope. I don't know. I'm pretty sure LA Colors still exists. I know NYC Colors doesn't. Yeah. Yes. Is it sticky? I mean, it feels like a lip gloss. I wonder if that's why my brother-in-law's up so early. Because I don't think I'm expecting any packages today. Must have been for him. I think I am finished. I am thinking of giving myself bangs. I don't know though. What do you think? Should I give myself bangs? New year, new me. So that's going to be it for me. Really loving the look today. Super pink, super cute, super me. And if you liked what you saw today, go ahead and leave a like down below. And if you're feeling a little frisky, go ahead and subscribe too. Would totally appreciate it. And I will see you next time. Hopefully this year will be a lot better than last year as far as just mental health and just wellness and all of that fun stuff. So I will see you guys later. Bye. So, oh, there's the mail. Hold on, I'm gonna go get the mail real quick. I just dropped something. Shush. I look like a ghost. I actually look like a ghost. I need to. Where's my... this thing? Where's my beauty blender? Do I want more? I might want more. think I want more blush. I'm really, really hoping my brother-in-law leaves so that I can talk a little bit louder. He's up unusually early for him, so I think he might be like leaving.